Hi, I'm Claire.
And I'm Isaac.
We host
Make that game!
And we're here to tell you the latest video game news that is actually happening. So yeah, we are going to hop on and talk a little bit about what we've been doing in the gaming world, and also if there's any interesting news or fun things in the gaming world. So Isaac, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
So, since the last time we've had one of these little updates, I have been. I don't remember when the last time we actually had one of these little updates was. Was it 3 weeks ago?
I think so, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, well, I did play Age of Empires Definitive Edition quite a bit. Apologies if that was in the last update. Actually can't remember how long ago that was. So I've just been playing against the AI, putting a random ally into random enemies and having a good time. Age of Empires was one of my first computer games
Ooh.
way back as a wee child, and it was really good times. And playing that was really cool. And I just did not get back into it. I played, I don't know, 4 or 5 games like that, and been busy with other things, I guess. Besides that, played. There's other video games that I've been played, and now I can't remember. What's that?
Sonic.
I played Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers came out. I played Sonic Frontiers, and folks, I can't do it. And part of the reason I got it was because a bunch of Sonic fans were like, finally, we got a good one. We got a good one. And I'm so sorry if this is a good one.
Oh, no.
I am so sorry if this is a good one. I had struggled a lot with basically just moving forward. And maybe I'm an idiot, but gosh, the simplest like movement puzzles, if you want to call them that, just did not seem to really function that well. It was pretty janky. So, and yeah, that was not a fun time. I started playing Disco Elysium, which is also lauded by almost everyone. And I don't know, I did not get super into it yet. I hope at some point it hooks me, but it had, some things. I don't think I can say anything about the design yet. I don't think it has any game design problems, but I've got some words to say about it. You can email me for my thoughts on that, because I'll type up a 10,000 word essay.
Oh, goodness.
And then let's see. Besides that, I guess we finish it off. It's kind of a Wii thing, but we started playing It Takes Two together, which is a cooperative puzzle platformer game where we have to work together to beat up vacuums and maybe get divorced. I don't
think so. I don't know. I think the whole point
do you
is
think that the end of that is going to be that they get divorced anyways, or do you think that the marriage is going to actually be fixed?
I don't know. That's actually a really good question. I think, yeah, I guess it would go both ways, because the wish was that they were friends again, right? It wasn't like...
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. But anyway, so for those of you who might not know, It Takes Two is a cooperative game. It's like only 2-player. So
you have to play 2 players.
Yeah, and we've talked on the podcast before about how we look for those like cooperative 2-player games, because I personally really like that. I don't love a competition game. I like to work together. So we've played a few. It was funny. I saw a TikTok actually that was like, oh, like best cooperative games, and we literally played every single one, except for one. Like this was like. And this one was on the list, but it was just like doesn't feel like there's a lot out there. So again, if you know a really awesome cooperative game, like please write us in and let us know.
Yeah.
Because we're always looking for that, or at least I am. And I think Isaac enjoys our game time too. I hope.
I do. Actually, I hate it. No, every time it happens, I'm like, I wish this was over.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know you're kidding. Yeah, so we played that. So that was fun for me. I think it took a little getting used to the way to move around. We did see a review of it that was like, this is such a great game if you're trying to introduce your partner to games. Like, it's good for teaching you how to play video games. I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think it's hard. which is fine. Like it's a good level for me where I'm at now. If this was my first video game, I would cry. So yeah, it's tough. If you like, imagine you'd never played a video game before and you have to play that game.
I cannot put myself into that headspace.
No.
I'm so inundated in the gaming verse.
I think if it was literally your first game, it would be pretty tough to do it. But that's just my opinion. It's like it's not hard. You know, like it's way easier than Ori, for example. So
that's true. At least so far. Like
so
we
far,
haven't had
that's true. We've only really done the first
movement tricks yet.
We've only really done the first big like sequence.
Yeah.
So
we did beat the vacuum cleaner.
We did. Yeah, it was
the
pretty...
first boss. Spoilers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we did that. Other than that, I did updates on my villagers' houses on my island in Animal Crossing because now I have that power. So I did 2 so far, and that's been really fun. And we're kind of organizing our flowers there. So I've been playing a lot more Animal Crossing. And then I did get back to Restless Soul, which is by published by Graffiti Games and designed by Fuzz.
Yes.
And we talked about that on one of the episodes, but I do really like that game. So I'm like trying to keep playing it because I don't want to fall into the trap that I so often fall into, which is like I start a game and then I start another game and then I want to go back to that game, but I forget everything I already did. So I was like, shoot, like I don't remember where I was or what I was doing or what quest. You know, it's just that's a challenge. So
I'm facing that problem. Persona 5, when it first came out, I started playing it like I bought a PS4 to play Persona 5, and it's been so long since I've played it that a like remake of Persona 5 has come out that has added new content and everything.
Wow.
So, but I still want to get back and finish it, but I'm like, well, I was only 30 out of like 150 hours in. So like, do I just buy Persona 5 Royale and just play the updated modern, not even modernized, but like the expanded version, or do I finish what I've got, or what? But anyways, I just want to pitch in my agreement with the sentiment.
Yeah, for sure. But the biggest news, and if you follow us on our social media, you will have seen that we did acquire Pokemon Violet. This will be technically my first official quote unquote Pokemon game. So I've played Pokemon Go, I've played Pokemon Snap, and I played Arceus. I think Arceus is the closest because as I was playing this game a little, it's pretty close.
Arceus was basically like at this point, I'm willing to say that it was basically a mainline game.
Yeah, but
even
like I'm kind of
so vastly different.
Like honestly, I'm a little bummed by that because I like thought that this would be like truly my first Pokemon, and I'm like, well, I kind of played Arceus. Arceus was kind of my first Pokemon. But hey, it's on paper it is my first mainline Pokemon game, right? So
yeah.
So that's fun.
Officially speaking.
Yes, I'm playing alongside a listener, Meghana. She got Scarlet, so we can kind of compare and contrast and trade Pokemon that are only in each. So that'll be really fun as we go through. I've only played a little bit of it so far. Now, as far as news goes, if you do follow Pokemon, which I'm sure most of our listeners do,
pretty common game.
There are rampant reports of glitches in Pokemon. Like, it only came out yesterday, and the internet's already full of videos of these glitches. Our very own listener, Meghana, actually sent me a couple, which I haven't shown Isaac yet.
Oh, really? She's experienced them?
Yeah, it's happened. We haven't yet. Neither of us really have, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, we also
glitches.
only played 20 minutes each, so...
Yeah, so not yet, but, you know... It's coming, I guess. Yeah.
Hoo boy.
So we'll see how that goes. I mean, so far it's fine. Oh, the other fun thing is I am playing in French. So that'll make it even more complicated, which is great. But I was like, hey, what a great opportunity to practice. Why not, right? Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
In other gaming news... This is like minor news, but Just Dance 2023 is coming out on November 22nd, which is...
Oh, do we need to buy that one?
I don't know. I'll have to look at I haven't looked at the song list. I was going to say, because remember, we talked about how like they're pushing subscription, but then they're also selling individual games.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
theoretically you could spend $60 a year just buying the game and then also like $10 a month on a subscription, which to me is just ridiculous. Like either make it
No, thanks.
subscription, right? Like, you know, like I subscribe to Adobe products and then like I pay per month and I get the I don't have to buy I don't subscribe to Adobe and also buy the software. Like that's wild.
I wonder if that's something to do with like how Switch's like eShop is set up, where it's not really like I can't think of any subscription games that it has except for
Mhm.
like the subscription service to get like online on your Switch. So I wonder if they just like don't allow that. Well, they have Fortnite, so they have to allow like in-app purchases, which what's the difference between an in-app purchase and a subscription?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody
I
can
mean,
answer that.
I think
It's
part
not
of
real.
it, I do think part of it is just like the production of the game. So like because they record real people dancing. Like this is like real people that they choreograph.
Yeah.
And they like change the graphics and stuff. I mean, but that's the thing is if they're constantly adding new songs now with the subscription, then this shouldn't be an issue. It should still be a subscription. I don't know. If you want we've talked about this. Maybe I'll link the episode where I go deep into Just Dance. But it's just like either I think they need to either harness the subscription and just make it a subscription game, or not do a subscription at all and just keep releasing it once a year with new songs, because like it just doesn't make sense. But I will see if the song list intrigues me. I might get it, but otherwise I probably will skip it. And yeah, the other news, it's kind of old news at this point. It's like a month ago, but the Sims did have a Sims Summit. I didn't watch it, but I heard snippets. Nope, I can't do it.
Which mountain was this summit on?
Mount Simoleon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, so the big news is that they want to make Sims 5 collaborative. I say 5 in quotes because I guess it's called Project Renee. It's not called Sims 5.
Oh,
it's called
well, that's just
Project Renee. And like Renaissance, that's what it's named after, which is wild.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too. The features they had were like make way more decisions about your furniture. Like you can change the shape of it and the color and blah blah blah, like infinite color choices. And I was like, that actually is terrible because I don't like to have that many choices. I don't want to have to spend 5 hours designing one couch, but okay. And then but the collaborative element is what everyone's really excited about. So basically across the internet you can both you can play with people and be designing the same house, or like working on the same family, whatever it is. So that's kind of interesting. And it did take me back to when my friend Stephanie and I used to play Sims all the time growing up. And we would literally call each other on, the landline phone while we're playing Sims and be like describing what we're doing to each other, which I guess was early streaming. Like I was actually one of the first streamers, it turns out.
You had a kickstart on this. Wow.
Yeah. Like we literally were contemplating getting like video phones, which were not a thing really then. I mean, they existed, but they were really expensive and kind of weird, so that we could point them to our screens so we could like show each other what we were doing. Like,
wow.
The more I talk about it, the more I'm realizing that was Twitch. Like we were wanting that and not having it, right?
If only you had the resources to make that a thing at that time.
Oh my gosh. Or at least like the knowledge to like jump on it when it happened, which is why I think I would be a fun streamer. Like I basically already do this. I already did it.
You have experience.
I have experience. But anyway, so I just think because like, just remembering back then and how much we were craving collaboration, having that I think would be really cool. So I'm really interested in this. They did say it's many years out, which actually made me happy because I really haven't played Sims 4 yet. And I was worried. I didn't really want to get into it suddenly because I was like, shoot, like Sims 5 is going to come out in like a year. And then I'm going to be like, oh no. But it's not.
It's just got into this one.
Yeah, so it's a few years out. So I'm going to try Sims 4 again, I think. Also Sims 4 has gone free to play. So
fancy.
The base game is now completely free.
Is it on Mac?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, so that's really all the news I could find or have or heard. So Pokemon being the biggest, I think. That's the new mainline game. Super glitchy apparently. So far so good, and I'll just keep you guys posted on how I'm doing with the whole Pokemon situation.
Yeah, well, that's the final. We've implied it, but I do want to make explicit acknowledgement. This is the biggest gaming news this week. We have opened a vlog, a video log channel
Yes.
where we will be documenting mostly Claire's Pokemon journey, I think, her brand new Pokemon journey. The first video of that is up,
It's just
and it's
a
linked in our
short.
actual channel on YouTube.
Yeah,
So
so
you're going to have to go to YouTube for that.
Yeah, so it's Make That Game Vlogs is the channel. The first video Isaac's referencing is just a short, so it's not a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's not. But hopefully, I'm hoping to put some other stuff up there about like Isaac and I gaming and
Yeah.
updates on Pokemon and just fun things like that. It will not be like once a week like the podcast, but it's just going to be a fun place where we can put stuff. Maybe we'll go live there sometimes. I don't know. That's my hope.
A little stream action.
Little stream action. I don't think it'll be. We don't have a capture card, so like I don't think we're gonna be streaming anytime soon. My idea was to like get a tripod and post the camera on the TV so people could see, but I don't think that's gonna be like high quality.
You could stream Sims 4 using OBS.
That's true.
Don't need a capture card for that.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure people would watch that, but I would put that on Twitch though, probably.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Vote. Put a poll. We'll put a poll. Would you rather watch us live stream on Twitch or on YouTube?
Okay. Yeah. I'll remember to do that.
Yes, you will. All right. Well, is there anything else you have, Isaac?
No, I think we're ready for the plugs.
Okay, well, in that case, thank you all for listening. If you want, you can find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Make That Game Pod. We are on YouTube at Make That Game. You can go to youtube.com/@ don't forget that, Make That Game. The @ symbol, not the word. You can also find, I believe I made the handle at Make That Game Vlogs, but if not, it is linked in our regular YouTube channel. You can find the vlog channel. Please give us a subscribe on either of those. That really helps us out. And then you can email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the news show.